Well, there's no energy drink for me to pop open today. Um, I'm just in one of the rooms here at camp. I arrived back at camp, in case you guys were wondering where this is. This room's a little echoey, so hopefully the quality isn't too bad. Actually, yeah, just had a little check there and it seems like it's pretty good. So yeah, today I kind of want to talk about being back at camp and what that feels like for me. Um, but yeah, so today is the first day of my trainings. I'm doing wilderness water safety, and it is as strange as it sounds. It's just like swimming drills and like learning how to basically be a lifeguard, but not in a pool, because in a pool you can see everything, but in a lake your vision is like next to nothing. So it's like different things that you have to do. But yeah, that's kind of cool. But I showed up at camp this year. I arrived here on Wednesday. It's currently Saturday. So yeah, but I arrived on Wednesday with a bunch of international staff. My roommate this year thankfully doesn't snore, so there's a little quality of life improvement, I suppose. But yeah, so my roommate and I got really close immediately. Naturally, it's kind of what happens here. And then for a couple of days, it was just us, and all I was doing was like manual labor work. It's called logging. So it's like I was um so logging is like where you work for your bed and your board. So bed and food is pretty much paid for by your work. So you don't get paid for those days. But yeah, it's handy enough doing manual labor and stuff like that. You know, it's not nothing I'm not used to. It's just like shoveling like bark around, and like I got to drive one of the utility vehicles, the Gator. It's like this. It's got no roof. It's like an oversized go-kart that you use, and there's like storage in the back to put stuff into. So it's pretty good. And that was fun to learn how to do, because I wasn't expecting to learn how to do it. Because last year I didn't get taught because they told me it wasn't necessary. But yeah, this year I just was allowed to know and be taught. So I don't know how many times I'm gonna get to drive that this year, but I'm gonna enjoy it every time I do. So yeah. But yeah, like more and more staff have been rolling in, and I had similar concerns to last year. I was scared that all the American workers and the workers who had come to camp before would, all stick with each other. And last year I didn't feel very included at the start, It was kind of hard for me to get involved. And partly that's because I showed up late. So it is my own fault. But yeah, I was kind of worried about that, and I didn't want that for the other staff here, because once you do get included, it's such an amazing place and so nice and just relaxing. But if you don't get involved right away, it can feel very daunting. Like, until I got involved, I was like hell bent on not coming back here. But then people started to involve me in things, and I was like, I want to come back. So I'm back here now. I'm enjoying it. Meeting so many amazing people, and I've only known them for a short while, so I'm sure it's just gonna get better. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about like my feelings of being back. So like when I first arrived, it was like a very surreal feeling, because this place is so far removed from reality. It's like there's no planes. You only see camp people and your co-workers. You barely see cars driving by. There's like nothing. Like the outside world doesn't exist, So, but yeah. So it's like really far removed from the real world. So you don't really you're not kept up to date with what's going on. Well, you are. You can I can check my phone and see what's going on, but it's just it's a cool place to be, and I like it a lot. But yeah, so then my next feeling was I, yeah, just gonna be honest with my feelings here. I seen my ex's friends, and that was a little scary at first, because I didn't know if they'd want to talk to me, because I'd understand if they didn't. I would put my hands up and be like, yep, I get it. You're obviously gonna stick by your friend's side. But they were nice. They were talking to me and chatting, and I didn't have to, it's not that I was worrying, but I should have known that they weren't going to be like that. But the anxious part of me always assumes the worst, so I kind of thought they're not going to. But that was like nice. So that kind of waned away some of my anxiety about being back. But I'm still still there's like that bit of excitement because new people keep showing up and I keep meeting new people, and I keep getting to hang out. So it's really fun. There's not really that much I have to say. Like, I'll get back to the regularly scheduled, like, talking about like stories and mental health and all that sort of stuff, because that's what I want to talk about and share my experiences with. But yeah, I did have like one stressful experience. My camp messed up my offer. Not my camp, my sponsor messed up my offer. So technically I wasn't supposed to be working the days that I'd already worked. And that stressed me out because I was worried. I was like, am I going to have to leave? Am I going to get kicked out? Am I going to be fired, like thrown out? And my mind just went racing. But thankfully none of that happened. I got lucky. Well, I wouldn't say I got lucky, but my suspicions and stress were not true, which was good. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, in my day-to-day life, I don't really wear it on my face, so a lot of you guys who see me every day might not know it, but I deal with stress a lot. And lucky for me, there's a mental health consultant here, so I think I'm going to go see her and talk about some of my things, because I wouldn't want to talk about it with a therapist or something like that, because they could tell me that I need meds and I need to do this and I need to do that, and I don't want to be medicated for anything. I just want to learn how to kind of deal with it, Like, I'd like to learn how to let off some of that stress and not hold on to it so much, It's kind of, I kind of run on stress as well, which isn't healthy. Like, obviously it raises my blood pressure and all that, and then anyone who knows me knows I drink Monster quite often. I start most of these videos with a Monster. So yeah, not exactly the healthiest lifestyle to live when I stress a lot, but has to be done. I need energy from somewhere. But yeah, a lot of cool people here this year, and I'm happy to be meeting them and getting to know them. We're gonna go to a lot of us are gonna go to the ice cream shop tonight, so I'm excited for that. And yeah, just kind of, it's nice. It's nice to be here again, because it feels like, it doesn't, I'm not gonna say it feels like a family and stuff like that, but it feels like nice. It's like it's a connected thing. It's a connected place. So if you guys have the opportunity to do something like I am, I know it's not easy for everybody. It's not readily available to everybody, but it is to me. And I'd encourage people to go and do things like this. Go out on your own and find an adventure and do something like that. Like, if I had to wait around for someone to come and do this with me, I would have been waiting a very long time, and I would have missed out on a lot of opportunities. So sometimes you have to go out on your own into the world, and it's scary. I was very scared about being in the big city by myself in the last video. The day after that video, I had to travel across the town to a phone store, a Verizon store, to get my phone to work. And I had to do that on public transport in a foreign country with no service, no internet, no nothing. So I just had to memorize the directions and all. Well, I took screenshots, but so it's still like difficult, and it's scary. It is scary to be out here on your own, I'm not gonna lie. It's not easy, but it's worth it, because you get a little more independent and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm still kind of becoming my camp version of myself, and I know what camp means. Ha ha ha! Laugh it up. But like, at camp, everybody's louder, everybody's like cheering, and there's more yeah, yeah, all that sort of stuff. But it's fun. It's not like obnoxious, you know. Well, maybe at home it'd be seen as obnoxious, but I think it's fun and I enjoy it. So yeah, but I don't know. The moral of today's video, just kind of go do your own things. Go have your own adventures. If you want to go off on your own, you should. If you can, I'd recommend it. One of my friends here was telling me she started going on solo camping trips and solo hiking, and she really enjoyed it. So it's kind of all about, with that sort of stuff and spending a lot of time alone, it's about finding the peace within. But in big group settings like I enjoy, it's kind of, I get peace from being around lots of people, which is weird. I know a lot of people don't, but I enjoy it. I'm a big enjoyer of it. But I think that might kind of do it for today. I don't have that much to talk about. We will see what it's like in the upcoming weeks. I'm going to try and keep this up during my time off. Yeah, so I'm excited. But that's, again, I'm getting more and more close to a real outro, but not quite.